Babe, wake up. The dumbest criminal of 2025 just dropped and we have to talk about it. Ladies and gentlemen, yesterday there was breaking news regarding thousands of Nintendo Switch 2 consoles that were stolen from the back of a truck. Today we have a little bit more information about this, so I'm going to share with you guys, first of all, exactly what happened, and then second of all, why this is the absolute dumbest thing that a criminal could possibly do in 2025, because there's no way they're getting away with this unless Nintendo is completely incompetent. So this is being reported by Fox, but it's also being covered over here on IGN as well. Thousands of Nintendo Switch 2 consoles stolen in $1.4 million cargo heist. Thieves made off with 2,810 Nintendo Switch 2 consoles from a semi-truck. Deputies in Colorado are searching for the people responsible for stealing 1.4 million worth of Nintendo Switch 2 consoles. The heist was reported at a truck stop the morning of June 8th. Arapahoe County Sheriff's Office said on X. A semi-truck driver reported he had just discovered his trailer had been broken into during a pre-trip inspection, and several pallets of the newly released Nintendo Switch 2 game consoles were stolen. 2,810 to be exact. Buddy, you're losing your job, buddy. You are losing you're losing your job. I'm so sorry. It actually is kind of sad, but there ain't no way. First of all, either he's in on it or he's losing his job. It's one or the other. There's no way. Like, are you kidding me? Right? Each console is valued at $500. The office said, obviously it depends, right? Some of them are the Mario Kart ones, the others are $450, but regardless, we're pinching pennies at that point. It's well over $1 million regardless. And here we've got some pictures. So this was, as you can see right here, June 8th at 8:50 apparently in the morning. And honestly, one of the reasons why they probably had security issues with the truck is because they're relying on Motorola solutions. What are you doing, buddy? What is it, 2005? No, I'm kidding. It's probably fine. I'm not an expert on security, but here you can see a bunch of the pallets are broken down, completely ripped open. And I used to work for a shipping company back in college, and honestly, these pallets look super well packed. I mean, obviously they're stacked pretty neat, but they're usually saran wrapped a bunch of times, and you've got these, typically these are plastic, like hard plastic bands that are wrapped around. You have to cut those if you're gonna break down. I mean, look, we've got, let's say 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, maybe there's one down here, maybe 8. So 8 and 8 is 16, and it looks like it's too deep, so 32 per pallet maybe. I mean, the truck looks like a mess, right? It's gonna take you a while to cut through all of this and unload it. It's got to be multiple people that did this, right? You could see that the truck stop has multiple trucks parked in it. This was just 2 hours, maybe an hour and a half later. I don't know, man. I'm sure that this dude was sleeping in his truck, right? A lot of times the drivers sleep in their trucks, and somebody allegedly broke in while they were sleeping and unpacked multiple pallets worth of this without them hearing. I mean, maybe it's possible that they sleep with like headphones on because it's loud at these truck stops. That could be the case. If you're a truck driver, you can let me know in the comment section below. But I mean, even these doors are loud as dude. I don't know how you would not hear these being broken into, especially if they're locked. I mean, this looks like it has a padlock on it. Is that a thing? I don't know. Like, it just seems crazy that this could happen, especially because none of these trucks are particularly marked, right? Like, it doesn't say Nintendo on the side of the truck. It doesn't say GameStop or anything like that. So I don't know how somebody could have broken in without waking up the driver, break down multiple pallets, offload the truck, and unload it to somewhere else. It must have gone in another one of the trucks, unless you like pulled up with a van or something like that, and you did all of this without waking up the driver, and somehow you knew that the truck was filled with those. I don't know, dude. It seems like it's got to be an inside job, in my opinion. I know that that's maybe a little bit sensationalism, but like, how else? I just logically can't imagine. I can't arrive at any other conclusion, because there's just too many fascinating details here that, like, if you know anything about shipping and how all this works. By the way, I used to work at Apple for 6 years, and I spent a lot of my earlier days working backstage there, so I was responsible for, in part, unpacking lots of iPhone boxes, MacBook boxes. You see how they come shipped into the you know, in the back warehouse. So like, I've got multiple jobs with a little bit of experience with this, from, you know, the shipping component, the warehouse component, the unpacking component. It just seems way too fascinating and way too unbelievable that just some random, like, some high schoolers did this. There's no way, right? Let's take a look at some more details here. The driver told deputies he was en route to a GameStop store in Grapevine, Texas from Nintendo America in Redmond, Washington. The sheriff's office added. The driver told investigators he did not know what was in the trailer, only that it was games or toys. Deputies are unsure if the theft occurred in the town of Bennett or someplace else the truck stopped. So this dude doesn't even know if it was robbed robbed at a previous stop and then he drove for hundreds of miles. Like, buddy, there's no way. Okay, first of all, you're taking a tractor trailer away from Nintendo of America just a couple of days after their biggest launch in many years, right? You've got to know there's probably some Switch consoles on the truck. Now, again, he probably didn't know exactly how many or exactly how much, but I mean, what, did you just not see what was in the back of your truck? I mean, maybe that's possible, right? It's possible that maybe Nintendo has such tight lips here that they have you pull up and they load your truck, and then, you know, some people sign off paperwork and then the driver drives off and has no idea. That's possible, right? I wouldn't be surprised. I'm sure that lots of companies do that for multiple reasons, but I don't know. I feel like if I were the driver, I'd probably know. Let's be real, I would probably know. But yeah, that is exactly what happened and everything that we know. Now let me share with you guys why this is the dumbest thing that you could possibly do. Okay, if you are part of this inside job, okay, you're an absolute idiot. Here's why. He took these consoles from Nintendo. He did not take these from some other place and it's going to some third party. He took it directly from Nintendo. Okay, which means the thieves took this from the manufacturer. All right, and if you think that the manufacturer doesn't know exactly what serial numbers are on this truck, you are out of your mind, buddy. Especially, again, this is the biggest release from Nintendo in many years. They absolutely know exactly what serial numbers are on which truck. I can't imagine that they wouldn't know unless Nintendo's technology for tracking their shipments is completely outdated. And again, I just can't imagine that would be the case. Nintendo is worth hundreds of billions of dollars. They must have that technology available to them. So first of all, they know what serial numbers were probably on the truck. They can cross-reference that with the serial numbers that are still on the truck, and they'll know, okay, from this serial number to this serial number, those are all blacklisted. You can't connect them to the internet. And you might be saying, okay, well, Omniarch, that's a little bit unfair, right? Because let's assume that the guy who committed the heist is just going to sell them on eBay or whatnot, or WhatsApp, whatever. I don't know what apps people use these days, but let's say they sell them online, right? And they use burner accounts, but let's say they sell them online, right? Okay, so you sell them online and some unsuspecting customer buys it off of eBay and they get it in their hands and they don't know it's stolen, so they spent, you know, $670 on it or whatever the going rate is on eBay these days. They spent $670 on it and they get a bricked console, right? Nintendo blacklists the IP. They can't connect to the internet. They're banned from using the console, right? A little bit unfair to them, totally understandable, and it's not fair, right? Let's be real, it's not fair. But what's going to happen next is they're going to reach out to the eBay seller. They're probably going to get ghosted, or the seller's going to say, hey, that's not my problem. If it's a brick console, reach out to Nintendo. They're going to reach out to Nintendo, and Nintendo, if they're doing the right thing, will say, hey, send us that unit and we'll ship you out a new console. That's what Nintendo should do. And then all of a sudden they have one of the stolen units in their hands, right? You can check it for fingerprints. Being Nintendo, you can just directly reach out to eBay and be like, hey, we need the IP addresses of whoever the seller is, and they can track them down, right? And as these units get into more and more people's hands, the probability that this happens goes up, and all of a sudden it's probably not that hard for Nintendo to track down most likely who committed this type of heist. And let's be real, if this were like 50 consoles, maybe they wouldn't put in the effort, but this is $1.4 million worth of heist. They will absolutely use resources to track down the individual or individuals responsible for this. They're probably going to start with the driver, by the way, because that's where I would start. Let's just be real. So tracking down the individual that is responsible for this is probably not that hard. It is way easier than you think it is. Now let me share with you guys the second reason why these are the dumbest criminals of 2025, and it has to do with the two boxes you see right behind me. As you guys know, if you follow the channel, I got a Nintendo Switch on day one. Let me show you. Mario Kart World Edition. I just walked into Best Buy, asked if they had it. They did. I bought it. I went home. No pre-order, no waiting in line, nothing special. I posted the unboxing on the channel, and I've been playing this a ton over on my Twitch channel. If you want to watch me live, follow me over there, and I've been sharing a ton of funny moments on my YouTube shorts and over on TikTok, so follow me on there. All those links are going to be down below. But my point is, walked into Best Buy, bought it, no problem. But you'll notice, look at that, there's a whole other box back there. That must be my Nintendo Switch 1 box, right? No, wrong. It's another Nintendo Switch 2 box. You can see it. They got different boxes here, but I walked into Best Buy today, same Best Buy, just walked in and bought it. No pre-order, didn't have to call them ahead, didn't have to wait in line out front, just walked in and bought it. No big deal, no big deal, just walked in and got it. So my point is, the consoles are in stock, right? Nintendo is supplying these regularly. Lots of people are not willing to pay scalper prices or online prices when they could just go to their local Walmart, Target, Best Buy, or GameStop and just buy it without any problems at all, like I've done twice already. So as a criminal, you now have 2,800 Nintendo consoles that you stole from the back of a truck that are easily tracked, and you have to move all of them in a market where they're not that hard to get and people are not that willing to pay the reseller scalper prices, right? Buddy, you're going to jail, and it's not even close. You have risked your entire life on this flip. That is definitely not going to be worth it, because there's just no way you're going to move that many units, especially in a market where you need to move them quick because they're just in stock. People, every day that goes by, more and more people are just buying them at retail at their local stores, right? So you got to move them quick, and Nintendo already knows that they're missing, and they know what serial numbers they are most likely. You're a dumbass. You're definitely going to jail. There's no way that they don't get caught eventually. Nintendo is definitely going to be invested in making sure that you go to jail and to make an example out of you, and you chose to do it with like the easiest to obtain console in the last decade. It's actually insane. Look at this. If the suspects are found, they could face charges of felony theft valued at 1 million or more and criminal mischief. It's over. These guys, they're stupid. I can't believe they did it. I guess I can, right? Because I mean, this is the problem with this current day and age, where hobbies are no longer hobbies. They are profit incentivized vehicles. Basically, you saw it with Pokemon cards earlier in the year. People were beating the shit out of each other at the local Costco, right? You see it even to this day with Labubu toys that are being shipped into Pop Marts around the world. People are making pre-orders online for them. Like every couple of weeks there's a new thing that people lose their minds for, right? And that's the problem. And this is the sort of scale and the logical conclusion that we arrive at when, you know, products, these hobbies are turned into commodities and are turned into side hustles, or like ways that people can try to make quick money, right? That's the problem that we have with hobbies in 2025, and it brings people to do stupid shit like this, to where like their life is over, right? Like they're gonna try to flip them and they're gonna try to cover their tracks, right? But it's them versus $100 billion company. There's just no way, right? There's simply no way, unless they sell them like one at a time in cash only in different cities around the country, and you just do that until you sell them all, and most of them are going to be sold maybe for like retail price, no markup. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's just, I can't imagine that these people get away with it. It would be absurd if that was the case. So just wanted to share this with you guys. I thought it was fascinating and crazy stuff here. Let me know what you think about this in the comment section below. Am I giving Nintendo too much credit? Do you think these guys are gonna get away with it? I want to know what you guys think in the comment section below. While you're down there, make sure you subscribe to the channel, click the bell so you're notified the next time I upload a video, and drop a thumbs up real quick. Helps out the channel a ton. It pushes this video out into the YouTube algorithm so other people might see it. And with that being said, guys, thank you so much for watching. This has been Omniarch. I will talk to you guys again soon. Peace.